like, this has been terrible so far. And so I went downstairs, and I'm kind of sitting there waiting my turn, right? And there's one more level below where you go individually to do fight. It's individual only at that point. It's not a group activity. Well, my buddy Brandon goes down before me, and I was never a Dragon Ball Z person, but I've seen people post where he's powering up or whatever, and he's screaming and he's got this aura around him powering up. Well, I hear that coming from the basement when Brandon is down there, like, ah, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on down there?
That one scares people a little bit,
And I'm like, no fucking way. I don't know if he's enjoying that or if he turns out he was enjoying it, but I didn't know that, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, dude, I'll stay the night and I'll go home with everyone in the morning. And they're like, please go do this. And I'm like,
people's reaction.
Like, I was like, oh my God, okay, I'll do it, and I went down to the room, and it's very zen and peaceful, and you're looking out over this veranda into the ocean, and like I was like, oh, okay, all right, this is okay, like I'll get through this or whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't really tell you what you're going to experience with 5-MeO before you do 5-MeO, right? I have no idea what to expect.
You can't explain it anyway.
You can't.
You couldn't prep anyone
I'll
for
put
it.
it in one word. It's profound.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'm sitting there on this mattress, and this nurse comes over. And again, guys, I'm just giving you the raw version here. Don't let this scare you, because it's very medically curated. They know exactly what they're doing. Yes. They're not stupid. They're very studied in this, and these doctors just specialize in this stuff. So anyway, this nurse comes over to me, and she is holding what I see in my eyes as a glass crack pipe.
Yeah, medical crack pipe.
A medical crack pipe.
Yes, it is.
And I said, what the fuck is that? And she puts it up to my lips, and she says, when I light this lighter, start inhaling slowly, And I'm like,
oh God,
are you shitting?
Medical crack pipe.
Wait a minute. I'm sitting in Mexico doing fucking drugs from a glass crack pipe? Like, this is not for real right now. I just, maybe I'm still in my trip from Ibogaine, and this is all a fucking bad dream.
How did I get here?
Because this is bizarre.
Where am I right now?
And so she's starting to vaporize these little
crystallines,
glass crystals in this glass crack pipe, and I'm like, this is not fucking happening. She's like, inhale, and she's telling me, go harder, go more, whatever, and I'm like, okay. And so the very
okay, I'll just do it.
Yeah, the very first one they give you is just kind of like an intro to let you experience what happens body high wise, and it was weird. It was like a flush of anxiety, all with a high at the same time. Like it was weird. And I'm like, okay, And she walks away, and they give you a minute or two to and it's a very quick experience. As far as I remember, any 5-MeO hit only lasts 20 to 40 seconds, somewhere in there.
A couple minutes at most, yeah.
And so she comes back, and there's 3 times as many crystals in this crack pipe. I said, hold on a minute. Wait. For real? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to tell you, like, when I tell you inhale more or
going.
less or whatever, and essentially just keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no.
You just have to do it at that
This
point.
is weird, but
you want as much as possible on that one, yeah.
And so
you don't want to get stuck halfway.
I know.
Stuck halfway.
That is true.
I sure shit did not get stuck halfway.
No.
I remember watching this vaporized material come up through this glass crack pipe, and I said, oh shit.
Yep.
And I was gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, where I went to, they call 5-MeO DMT the God molecule, and they call it's just deemed this because apparently a lot of guys see what they think is God, right? Now, what form that comes in, doesn't matter, but a lot of guys feel like they've touched a level where they're visually seeing or connected with God.
Sure.
And so it got its name, the God molecule, because a lot of guys see what they think is God. And to be honest, at this point, the only reason I was willing to do 5-MeO DMT is because I was massively struggling with my faith. I mean, my deployments, what did I believe in anymore? I had no fucking idea, but
Sure.
what was going on, I was like, I don't understand how my faith comes into play here while I was on deployment, and I struggled with it. It was like, what's real and what's not kind of deal, and again, it was another thing that I shoved down and I never confronted because it felt like taboo trying to confront this religion piece, right?
Sure.
Like, I was raised Christian and we didn't go to church a ton, but I knew that was my foundation, and I deep down inside I wanted to believe it was there, but I just wasn't feeling it at the time. I struggled, man. It was rough, but I just didn't. I said, you know what, it'll come when it comes, type of deal, and whatever. Well, approaching this session of 5-MeO, I said, you know what, maybe I will get to see what I need to see,
Yeah.
and I have to tell you guys, I went to hell. I went to hell. 100% straight
Man.
up. Now, oddly enough, it's not fire and brimstone hell. It was just the blackest, the darkest place I've ever been in my life. Now, when you're in second phase in BUDS, we do night dives below the nasty ass San Diego Bay water.
Oh yeah.
It's gross water.
Yeah. Poo water.
Poo water, but it's dark as fuck down there.
Yeah.
You can't, unless there's bioluminescence in the water, if you have your fingers an inch in front of your mask and you're wiggling it, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Like, thank God they had glow sticks and stuff so we could see our compass and our heading and time and all that stuff. But other than that, you can't see any. It is pitch black. And a lot of people don't ever get to experience full darkness like that. But it's like, damn, you can't see anything. Now, it's cool if there's bioluminescence in the water, you can see some stuff. But I went to a place that I would regard as 100 times as dark as that. It was scary where I went. Now, I didn't see anything. There wasn't anything there. It's not like I feel like I saw the devil or anything, but there was just, it was black and nothing.
Okay.
Nothingness. And I remember I thought I was dead. And I remember being so mad at myself that I had just killed myself doing drugs in Mexico.
So many people's reaction.
I'm like, bro,
I just
you
overdosed.
are the dumbest fucker ever.
Yeah.
Like, you just threw away your whole life to do this,
Yeah.
And I spent time in this dark place, and I couldn't get out of there quick enough. And I came back, again in real world time, maybe 2 minutes, something like that.
What was your feeling though? What was your feeling while you were there? Do you remember?
In that black?
Yeah.
I was scared to death.
Impending doom.
Yep. No, I was scared and angry. Those were the two just resounding feelings. Is holy shit! This is a very scary place, and I wouldn't say, this isn't a tout on being manly or tough or anything, but there's not a lot that really scares me.
Sure.
But this absolutely scared the shit out of me.
Sure.
And then on top of that, I realized how angry I was, and I was like, why, So anyway, I came out of it and I realized I'm back where I started, on this bed, nurse sitting there rubbing my hand. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not dead, but I did just see hell. Like, I did not see God. I did not see heaven. But I saw the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And I cried, for a solid 10 minutes. And finally they're like, hey man, you either need to do the next dose or get the fuck out of here. Not
Yeah.
I won't say they said that. They didn't
Wrap it
say
up.
that. But they they were very accommodating while I was sitting there crying like a baby, and eventually they're like, "Are you ready for number 3?" I said, "I'm not doing a third." Like they're like, "Normally people do 4," and I said, "No, like 2 was enough for me. I'm good.
4,
Thank you
Jesus.
guys very much. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go.
Four's a lot.
I need to go reflect on that." You know? So I got out of there, and again, unfortunately, I was still messed up from the Ibogaine, and you know, we woke up the next morning, everyone transported back to San Diego, and it sucked. I couldn't drive for a week. Like, if I was in the shower, I had to have my hand on a wall because my equilibrium was still messed up.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it sucked. I was like,
That messed you up for a while.
yeah, and I was, you know, again, this is just knee-jerk reaction. I was kind of disappointed in the trip because I saw how good everyone else was feeling, and I was the only one that still felt like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man, why me? Why did I have to get the shit end of the stick and, you know, whatever else? So it honestly took me well over a year and a half to really reflect and pull lessons from that because, you know,
Sounds about right.
while it was
Same.
a good story to tell, you know, at the time I was like, what did I get from that? You know, like, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
it's the integration piece that I think is the most important on these types of trips.
Well,
the hardest.
that and just being humble enough to go back and pull lessons out of it instead of just looking at it like, well, that was terrible. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't get anything from that. No, humble yourself. Like,
Yes.
for real.
Yeah.
Humble yourself.
And reflect.
And reflect.
Yeah.
And what it did show me is maybe I didn't see heaven, maybe I didn't see God, but I do know there's a really terrible, scary place that exists that I don't want to go to. You know, that's in the Christian belief. Like, you don't want to go there. Like, you want to go to the other side. And so, what it eventually told me is that, you know, I have to work to find which for me was good because, again, I never really feel like I want anything just given to me. I always like finding work and stuff, and if it's hard, fine. Well, I know where not to go. Is kind of what it just kind of helped point me the right direction on the map. I know where I don't need to be, and I don't want to go that direction, but I have all of this in front of me. I need to go this direction,
Yeah.
and now it's an adventure to go find what I need to find. So, yeah, I mean, it was a vast combination of things that eventually kind of pulled me out of that dark mental state. So I won't tell anybody that psychedelics are the end all be all, one fix for everything type deal. It's not. It is a process. We are still human. There's a lot it's work.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is work.
And they are a tool
And
to assist with that work.
100% a tool. And it's
Yeah.
one tool, and you need a toolbox
Yeah, and a
full of
sea
tools.
of many. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would absolutely encourage anybody in that state. I mean, gosh, we've even found, you know, wives, right? People that have been civilians their whole lives but my gosh, how much do significant others take on for the military community
Very true.
while the military community is deployed? So we have found, you know, a lot of significant others go and do this trip as well and benefit massively from it. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, man, it really unpacks a lot of shit for you that you just forgotten about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what year did you do this?
I did this, gosh, it had to have been right around when you guys did it. It was in 21.
Post COVID.
Yeah, it had to be post-COVID because we weren't on the mask deal or anything like that. Maybe I was beginning at 22.
So yeah, so you've had a couple years to reflect on that too. I mean, for me, and I know for Christian as well, is you're still integrating after
Yeah.
that trip. You
Yep.
know, is
It's-
3 years later. So the way I describe my experience is like your, let's say, tools or your personality is like a bunch of books.
Yeah.
It's on a bookshelf. And what Ibogaine does is just knock that bookshelf over. And it's your job to pick up the pieces, to pick up the books and put them back on the shelves of who you are. it's the good and the bad.
Yeah.
So
No, it is.
I thought I was just going to shed a bunch of demons. Like I shed like things that I actually enjoyed about myself too. And then I realized that things I enjoyed about myself, maybe they weren't the best things for me.
Yeah.
So it really just jumbles you up a little bit, puts you in a blender, and it's your job to write it out.
Yeah, and I kind of going back to where we started earlier, you know, when you asked if it was alcohol, I feel like I've been blessed to the fact that alcohol's never been a vice for me. You know, tobacco's never been a vice for me. Honestly, my comfort thing is food. Like I'm just a fatty when it comes to food, and
And we all are,
I
brother.
very
Yeah.
unfortunately, very recently, kind of re-established my relationship with food, which is good, you know. And I, going through buds, I got the moniker of the Iron Marshmallow. I was just a fat kid going through buds, but I made it, so everyone called me the Iron Marshmallow, you know. And then get into my first actual platoon, and my platoon chief nicknamed me Pooh Bear for winning the Pooh Bear, and I'm like, oh fuck it, all
Damn
this.
it.
Just embrace it.
You have to embrace it, or else it's going to get real bad. So, as a new guy in the SEAL teams, you paint your first combat helmet. Essentially, you know, you get your trident taken away, and you're on probation, and you put your trident in what's called a bird cage, and you essentially have to protect this bird cage. You can't wear that trident, but you have to protect it while you're on probation as a new guy in the teams. And
Okay.
if an older guy in your platoon can take that bird cage, it means that you've left it unsupervised, you know, to an extent, didn't care about it type of deal, and they will absolutely punish you for it, right?
Sure.
And so instead of a bird cage, I went out and bought just a ceramic pot and painted honey on it.
Honey pot.
Yeah, so I carried around my Pooh Bear honey pot with my trident and with me, and everyone else, you know,
Lean in,
a
yeah.
bird cage type deal.
Yeah, lean
Painted
in.
my whole helmet with a Winnie the Pooh just murder scene on it. Pooh was walking around with an AR, and just every other character was dead, you know, in a torture fashion. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, so I embraced that, and yeah, so food for me has always kind of been my vice, and I consider myself thankful that alcohol was never a issue for me, because man, how many lives does that ruin, you know? And
Yeah.
Too many.
I think part of it was me observing guys ruin their lives with alcohol, that I'm like, you know what, I don't need that. And it's thankfully it's never been a thing for me where I'm like, I need to go home and just drink, you know? And
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I blame it spending all my money on cars, you know, and cars were distracting me from that.
That's
But,
your vice.
Yeah,
It's just a healthier one.
Yeah, I
Good
know.
thing,
Well, we
yeah.
say healthier, but
More
shit,
expensive.
credit cards get racked up quick in that fashion. So, yeah, I'm glad it was never a vice for me. But again, I got to the point where I understood, and shit, I'm 36 now, and I'm still learning about myself every single day, and educating myself on one step at a time. How do I be a better me, better version of myself type deal? And you know, recently it's been my relationship with food, and so I'm reforming that, thankfully, and immediately feel better. But
It's funny how quick you can feel better
yeah,
changing your diet.
well, but again, you
Yeah.
know, and I everyone wants a one step fixes all type
Quick
thing, and
fix.
it's not.
Doesn't
It is-
exist.
It is
Yeah.
a gazillion things that you have to put together,
Yep.
and it's a lot of work. It's
Yes.
really a lot of work, and so people have to be willing to do the work for themselves, and everyone can give you tools along the way. Nobody can do the work for you. So yeah, anyway, just kind of on a more serious note, if you are a vet in you know, distress mentally, reach out to somebody, call somebody, and also if you notice your buddy being in that spot, call him. I attribute me not ever fully considering suicide, because I still had friends around that I'm like, just no way, why, can't do it. You know, good people in this world that like me, so I don't feel that need. But yeah, mental health is definitely something that I have come to appreciate over the past couple of years, as far as where you're at and really being able to evaluate yourself, and now I can recognize downturns much quicker, you know, and it's like, again, it's still not fixed. Like, there's not a one thing fixes all. It's just a
and
constant.
there's phases, there's
Yeah.
chapters as well. I think
Yeah.
that's the thing is, even if you do find your way out of the hole,
Yeah.
there's several other holes out there that you could trip into.
Yeah, well, and and I think for me it was, I started pulling myself out of this hole, and then it was like, oh, there's another small hole, and I just, I
Yeah.
never wanted to talk about any of this, and
Or the false peaks. I think we've all been there
Yeah.
too.
There's a thing called the beta state paradox. Are you familiar with this?
I've heard of it.
So it's everyone knows it intrinsically, but think of a guy who's at a job that's just mediocre. He doesn't hate it, he doesn't like it, but it's good, it pays all right, and he gets by. That guy is not going to quit his job until something terrible happens, like his boss comes in and yells at him or something, goes, you know what, fuck it, I've had enough, and I'm going to get out of there. The beta state paradox is being just comfortable enough with the torture that you're in that there's nothing external that's going to push. You need something external to push you out of
Yeah.
it. You're like just okay with existing in that state to where it's just good enough, and you get by, and you never search for more beyond that. It usually takes something big to kick you out of it.
Sure.
And a lot of people find themselves there to where they're like, my job doesn't. It's not that bad, but
Yeah.
I don't like it,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to leave it because I get a good paycheck. Or they do that with relationships or vices or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like, it's just good enough to keep you there.
Sure.
And I think that's something important to reflect on for people too.
Yeah,
is
no,
that.
I mean, I have found myself in that state, and I think literally there's probably not a single human being that hasn't found himself in that state. And again, I attribute a lot of who I am as a person to having gone into the military and gone through that whole gauntlet, because man, it really taught me to break barriers, my own barriers, very mental barriers. There's very few things in this world to a human being that's a physical barrier. Now, obviously, there's certain medical conditions, stuff like that. I'm not going to say that if you have ALS that you should be able to go do a marathon type deal. It's
Within reason. Yeah.
within reason. There's very few physical barriers for the human body in this world. It comes down to mental, and I told a lot of younger guys that I halfway coached or whatever, hit me up on social media like, hey, I'd like to go be a SEAL. What do you recommend type deal? And just my quick advice is, if I can do buds physically as the fat kid, I really think most people can do buds. I mean, physically you're gonna break. It is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's terrible physically. Like it'll be the hardest thing you've ever done. However, it's learning to be able to push yourself mentally and break your mental barriers, where your body is capable of 100 times of what you think it's capable of.
Oh, yeah.
But it's your mind. It's a mechanism, right? Self-preservation in human beings is a mechanism to keep ourselves from getting eaten by lions and whatever else. Like it's a fear, it's a self-preservation thing. But if you can learn to regulate that and push past the barriers that your mind is telling you, no, don't go past this. It's dangerous to go past this. If you go past it in the right direction, man, humans are capable of incredible shit, and we see that every day. We see these stories of just incredible human beings getting past that barrier and doing incredible stuff, and people are like, wow, that person's, I feel like a vast majority of the population's capable of incredible stuff, but nobody ever pushes themselves that far. They don't
true.
get to that point, and they won't toy with that barrier and that boundary because it's uncomfortable. It's very fucking uncomfortable, and people don't like being uncomfortable. People, just as you said, that the paradox, right?
Yeah.
I'm comfortable here.
Yeah. Why leave?
Why leave?
Yeah.
I
I don't need to challenge myself.
a lot of guys that quit special operations training are in that paradox where they're like, shit, just a week ago I was comfortable in my bed, my warm bed,
There's a
I was
Snickers bar
sleeping.
right over there.
Yeah, or I was well fed just last week.
That's why it was kind of mentioned earlier, like it almost helps that you're poor and you had a poor life before that. We always kind of make a joke is that what makes a good special operations warfighter is childhood trauma.
Sure.
And
I can see it.
and going through something hard, because comfortability kills.
Yeah.
If you understand that there's a warm bed, 3 hots and a cot, we're going that direction today.
Well, again, that's the human mechanism of being human is you have a self-preservation method that's just, it's in your DNA to preserve yourself for longevity, whatever, but that barrier comes in many forms, and it's just you being able to push beyond that. And again, it's uncomfortable. A lot of people, they don't want to get there, they don't want to do the work, and they don't want to stay uncomfortable for the time it takes to break that barrier.
Yeah.
And I hate to see it, because a lot of people do just become complacent, and I feel like, you know, a lot of, man, this whole, and thankfully it's kind of died out now, but when the whole toxic masculinity thing came around, and
Thank God that's died
"Oh,
out.
man, everyone's so toxically masculine, we need to get rid of it." And it's like, no, we're here we're here because there's a dichotomy between woman and man in the world, where, you know, the man's willing to go and do hard, crazy shit. And that's not saying women don't.
Yeah, and
Women
look what
are
happens when you emphasize toxic masculinity. Look at the recruitment numbers. Look at the
know.
people willing to fight.
Well, not, man. Again, I hate that was a thing, because
Yeah.
it did instill. It's okay to be comfortable. Like, you don't have to go
Yeah.
and be that person, and you don't. You
don't.
Not everyone
Yeah.
has to go be a superhero. I'm not saying that, but
Almost in every culture before ours was a rite of passage to be a
warrior
man.
culture on
Right.
some level.
To even
And
make an attempt.
and you know, we said, it's okay, we don't need that anymore. And look what happened. There's so many young men that are just lost and don't know what to do or where to go.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for me, because from a very young age, you know, I was the man of the house from 10 years old on. Like, man of the house fell on me, you know, and it was my single mom raising 4 kids. God bless my mom. That woman is one of the strongest, if not the strongest people I know in this world. But really, it was sink or swim. Like, hey, you have to do this. Like, you are man of the house now, and you have to do this. Like, she didn't. It wasn't coddling. It wasn't babying. Like, oh, it's okay. It was, no. You have to do this. Period. This is your duty now, and thank God it was that way, because I don't think I would have made it through buds unless it was that way, type deal. And so I attribute a lot of, again, who I am to upbringing, my mom, SEALs, buds, all that stuff. And I don't ever let anybody tell you you're being toxically masculine. There are assholes in this world that,
Yeah, for sure. You're just an asshole.
100% deserve.
Let's not rope every other man into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes down to individualist.
No,
Yeah.
100%. So again, anybody I mentor, I very much encourage to go do military, if any, to do anything in the military. Like,
Yeah, just a couple years.
yeah,
3 years is all you need.
huge learning lesson when
Yeah.
you get in there. But yeah, so now and same thing with leading families. I'm pretty traditional in the fact that I enjoy my role leading a family. I enjoy bearing a burden of leading a family. And, you know, a lot of monikers out top. Leadership is lonely, all this other stuff. Well, not so much that it's lonely, but man, it's tough. And again, same thing with building yourself as a human being into a productive member of society. It's work, and it's daily progress work. And you know, I'm attracted to strong people. I married a very, very strong woman. We're in the middle of IVF. I say in the middle. We've been on this train for 3 years now, and it's just been it's a rough train, man. Like,
Sure.
And I feel terrible because in IVF, man, it's pretty much all on the woman. My job was very easy for about 15 minutes into a cup, you know, and my job's done after that.
Yeah.
Man, the female in the IVF scenario really goes through a lot. So
Oh, yeah.
hats off to my wife, because she's taken it like a absolute champ. And yeah, it's been a rough journey as far as, you know, trying to build that family. And, you know, so again, I lean back on it's another. Everyone wants instant gratification. I find myself often desiring instant gratification for something. You know, like I want it here, I want it now, and
Yep.
usually I can just pull out my phone and Google something. Instant gratification.
Yeah.
Buy it on Amazon.
It is.
Instantly have this,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's here by 5 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's rough because it trains again the human into this thing where
Easily
they're,
spoiled.
where they're unwilling to work for something.
Yeah.
And so as long as you recognize that it's a trend and the they say good things in life come to those who wait. I don't necessarily say wait, but work. And I mean, if you're willing to go and get it, it's easy to be an outstanding human in today's world. I feel like just because the bar is kind of low. I don't know. I feel like
There's the other part of that quote too. You know, the good things left behind. What is it? There's good things left behind by those who wait.
okay,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
It's only the things left behind by those who hustle is the last part of that quote.
okay.
You know, the only things you're going to find if you're waiting are the leftovers from the people
Yeah.
who are working for
Yeah,
the
no,
rest.
there,
right?
and
That's
that's I
the remainder of the quote.
I like to tell people it's really not hard to stand out in today. You know, back in the day, it was dog eat dog. Like if you were not willing to be an exceptional worker, you would get left behind. And nowadays,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily that way. And again, people find comfortability and complacency, and I don't feel like it's that hard to be a standout human.
Yeah.
And
And
that
the
sucks.
everybody deserves everything. You
Yeah.
know, I mean that's it for me. Is especially the younger generation is coming in with I expect to be paid a 6-figure job and have 4 weeks off a year and take vacations whenever I want. Well, why?
Yeah.
Like, what's your resume?
Justification.
And I am
because
me.
I was told.
Yeah, I'm special.
Yeah.
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 And unfortunately, that's not how this world works. Is you have to earn it, and we forgot how to earn it along the way.
Well, I don't
think.
know, man. You know, I look a lot at how corporate culture is developing people into being complete. Like I don't know, man. There's a lot of money out there that hold a lot of power, and they want you to own nothing and desire nothing. Like,
Yep.
they want you to be complacent.
Rent everything.
Yup, they want you to be complacent. They
Don't own anything
you know,
anymore. Yeah.
Don't start a family. Why do you want the responsibility and the burden of a family? Why a kid? No. Why do you want kids?
Don't you want a job? Yeah.
Why-
You're a strong,
why do
independent
you-
woman.
If you own that car, then you have to, just lease it. Just leave that. All your maintenance is taken care of for in a lease. Why do you want to own a home? Then you have to pay for the problems. Just rent your home.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a very worrisome culture mindset for me, because it is literally training humans to just be mediocre. And I hate it.
Yeah.
On one hand, it's like, again, that's why I feel like it's easy to be standout nowadays, because that is the culture that they're breeding, is just be mediocre. It's okay. Just
Middle of the pack.
yeah. Don't
Yeah.
even worry about it, So it's easy when you want to stand out, but yeah, that whole culture shift worries me, because God, I mean, I look back. I wasn't alive 50 years ago, but you can see where we were at as a society 50 years ago,
Yeah.
plus 200 years ago. Like the curve is exponential of how we've developed as humans, and where the turns and the bumps are is very recent, and it's progressing so fast. I mean,
Well,
like,
I don't know that humans are progressing quite as fast as our technology
No,
is
well,
progressing,
and
is what it
that's-
is.
yeah,
Because 2 generations ago were people born in the 1800s.
Yep.
And that's a rough human being.
Yeah.
That's a rough human being.
I
My-
mean-
my grandpa was raised as by a gold miner
Yeah.
who was born in 1870. Like,
And-
that's a rough upbringing.
yeah, and
You know what I mean?
the idea
that
It's-
is.
We haven't changed much from that, but our technology.
the idea of
Yeah.
the internet
Yeah.
was on nobody's mind, not
No.
a single person's mind back
They were
then.
worried about
No.
eating.
in
Right.
our lifetime.
I know.
In our lifetime.
That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
and that's a wild one to think about. And
Yeah.
that's it. The evolution of the human,
Yeah,
the Homo sapiens sapien,
Yeah.
has not evolved all that much.
Yeah.
But we're forced into evolution because of the exponential growth of technology.
No,
Yeah.
it's-
Period.
We still have a hunter-gatherer mindset. We're just not allowed to
Exactly.
express it anymore. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
because of technology, I think.
Oh, it's wild. Social media. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, and
I-
instant gratification. You know, quick.
I will
Get it now.
100% cop to. I've found myself spending far too much time on social media.
Oh, dude, take a break.
I know. Well,
Dude,
and
30,
so
30-day break will reset your brain. Whew.
there's
I've been on for 2 weeks right now. Just-
Really?
Oh, yeah. So my technique, and I tell everybody this, I like to talk about it when I'm doing it. Log out. Leave the app installed because you
Okay.
won't realize you'll just intrinsically you'll be sending a text or an email and then you'll just go to open the
Yeah.
social media.
Oh.
Dude, when you see the login screen, it like cuts to you're like, oh shit, I didn't even realize I was trying to check this out.
Yeah.
Just log out and see how many the first 3 days you'll probably do it 5, 10, 15 times.
Yeah.
Just without even noticing.
Yeah.
Everyone does it.
I've
Everyone's
been-
guilty of it. Yeah.
You guys know who Richard Ryan is, one of the Black Rifle founders.
Hmm?
He's been on social media cleansing, phone screen time cleansing.
Yeah.
And I've watched his, he'll post screen times from his phone, and it's his goal. I don't know how he's trying to progress minute by minute, but he does. He progresses down to almost no time on his screen, and I'd like to reconnect with him and figure out how that's worked for him in the past. I don't know, since I've seen him 8 months ago or so. But it just, again, it's one of those things where that's going to be work, right? We've been conditioned to have this thing available 24/7, and then now you have to work to uncondition yourself from that, and a lot of people just aren't willing to do that work. And for a while I justified it because I was like, oh man, what if a random fucking sponsor sees my profile and is
That
like,
too,
oh, we're
yeah.
gonna sponsor you for NASCAR.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking happen. Just letting you all know out
Yeah.
there. It's not
I
a
think
thing.
that's a slippery slope too. Is thinking that social media is needed to get
Yeah.
a step ahead in this world.
Yeah.
It's two totally different things.
Yeah.
It's reality versus this platform, and it's two universes now.
Yeah.
There is absolute crossover, but most of the time, you look at the really successful people in this world, no fucking social media.
Yeah.
No, they're not influencers. They're not, yes, if you're in media, if you're in the Hollywood scene, but just because you have 2 million followers doesn't mean shit anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything,
Yeah.
especially in the real world.
It's also those little things we tell ourselves because, well, what if I meet a sponsor at the bar tonight? I know I'm trying to cut down on drinking right now, but I should go to the bar tonight because what if I meet that one person
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
going to introduce me? We can
Yeah.
tell ourselves these things all day long. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll chalk this up to being a healthy in-person technology grab, but it's just a, again, bizarre thing to see the progression in all this, and now we desire that. Like, that's just part of what you should be able to have as a human, and so then you
Yeah.
get addicted to it, and that's, I don't know, man. I get, not that I'm a conspiracy theorist, but shit, there's a lot of shit stuff that makes sense in the form of they're conditioning humans to literally be back in very hardcore social classes where there is just an elite and then there's everyone else.
Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of the tiered system where they own everything, you own nothing, and they control everything because
There's an
guess what?
impossible hurdle in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's appeasement too,
Yeah.
right? It's the forever Coliseum, right? Keep them entertained just enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You got your phone right in front of your face. It's the forever Coliseum.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy seeing the distraction of humankind in again, this is my opinion, the wrong direction, and everyone's got their own opinion. There's a whole group of people that would believe that's the right way. That's the the way, and I'd say,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're brainwashed," like, and they would tell me I'm brainwashed, type of deal.
Look
So,
at the numbers. Just look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Look at suicide rates. Look at recruitment rates.
Yeah.
Look at social clubs. I mean, social clubs are shutting down.
Yeah.
You know, like
all gonna
places they call it what the third
Right?
third place. Yeah, could be that too. The third places. So they call it third places. You know, where pre-internet times. You were going to the bar, you're going bowling, you're going to other places where you're forced to interact with other people.
Yeah.
Now there's no need for that. I deliver my groceries.
Yeah.
I could deliver my gas now.
Yeah.
My dog could get groomed through a van, you know. So now I don't have to leave my house at all. So tribe is leaving, which by the way, tribalism is not a good thing. That means a segregation of a group, right? But community events
Yeah.
are really lacking at this point.
Yeah.
So because it's so easy, stay in your house. We got you. The Amazon, you get something delivered same day now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
No, and it was, I mean, a big thing that I realized eventually, man, how much did I enjoy going to church, like, for the community aspect
Yeah,
of it, if
sure.
nothing else, like, a bunch of like-minded people that want to do good and give back, and wow,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I missed this, you know, and I've still not done a great job of it, but we're again kind of rebuilding the toolbox to get back to that spot, and I feel like I've accepted the ability to be vulnerable in my current wisdom, you know, of man, I don't have to hold it all inside and just suck
Yeah.
it all up. Like, some of it's necessary, but for the most part, it everyone goes through this. Everyone's feeling this at some point, and that's how you connect with people, is like scenarios, like situations, like feelings, you know. And yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I've just come to a point where I'm more willing to be vulnerable now, and talk about stuff, and just be a fucking normal human being, I guess, with abnormal aspirations, you know, and
Yeah.
just keep pursuing abnormal aspirations while understanding that, man, I go through the same shit everyone else goes through. They go through the stuff that I went through, type deal, and connecting over that, and healing together in a way, you know, sharing resources, sharing tools, you know, I guess. So yeah, it's been, I really enjoy reflecting on the fact that just when you think you know everything, you don't know shit. You know nothing.
Yep.
And you will never know everything.
It's a good reminder.
Man, constant learning. And if you can embrace being able to learn, and embrace being able to reflect and humble yourself, and know that you don't know everything, know that, yeah, you could have all the money in the world, all the power in the world, you still need help from other people. Like, I have a problem with people saying self-made. There's a lot of these
Yeah.
Instagram influencers that are like, I was self-made. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
You-
way.
it's
No.
impossible. You
Yeah.
can't. You've had people help you along the way. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe the closest quick example I could think of is, you know, say a rapper, for instance. Okay, if you wrote all your own lyrics, recorded your own first album out of your pocket, you know, okay, you're probably as close to self-made as it gets, and you're successful now, but there were still attributes along the
I
way.
don't even
that,
think so, especially an artist,
Yeah.
because you need the listener and your audience
that's true.
to believe
Yeah.
in you and the words
Very
that
true.
you say, or a record deal to say, hey, listen, I believe in you. Here's 12 songs. We're gonna let this go live.
Yeah.
It's impossible unless you're on an island
Yeah.
and you fucking cooked a bunch of coconuts yourself and you survived and saw a ship.
Well,
I'm self-made.
Nope, you better thank God for those coconuts on that island. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So we can play that game all day.
Yeah, no,
but you're right. You're absolutely right.
I think it all really comes down to humility and understanding that.
Yeah, it's perspective as well.
everyone needs community.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as they're trying to breed that out of us, you need this.
Yeah.
And man, what a refreshing thing to relearn about myself,
Yeah.
and come back to almost full circle where I'm like, holy shit, back at the beginning. Let's start over. Let's
Yeah.
relearn all this stuff that I felt like I knew at one point, and you get cocky as a human and forget it or put it by the wayside. Like, "Oh, I don't need that anymore. Like doing good and all this other shit. You just forget the basics. You forget your pillars, and eventually life will humble you and put you back there. So I've really enjoyed just reminding myself that all exists, and humility is huge, and vulnerability is huge now, especially just in the quick community that I'm a part of, being the veteran community, and the crisis we have with suicide and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean it's been enlightening and refreshing over the past, I'd say, year to 2 years that I've felt myself kind of get up and out of that hole, where I'm like, you know what, it's time to restart all this stuff. Like, and I don't think you're ever too old to restart anything.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
there's always time to redo something, better yourself, be a better human being, be a better community member, be a better husband, better family member, better brother, whatever. And and yeah, it's just been refreshing to get back to that point where I'm like, okay, start again. Why not? Like, when you really look at it, did you have what you thought you had before? Do you have to hold on to that? Do you have to hold on to that ego that you thought you were this person before?
Yeah.
No, you do not. And
Yeah, and it's different chapters, man. Too
Yeah.
is just because you were a Navy SEAL or just because you were in special operations, no one gives a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Like you have to survive. You have to find new tools. You have to find a new purpose, new definition, whatever you want to say. It's
Yeah.
like unfortunately, you were the only one responsible for the tools that you have to get to the next level.
Well, that and ask for help, man. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do everything on your own. Period.
Yeah.
You just cannot.
Yeah.
You're not self-made.
Yeah.
You need other
We
people.
are humans, and
Yeah.
humans need social interaction, social support.
Yeah.
Period. No matter who you are.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what people say yes to as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be very
So, and
surprised.
it's been, man, just a recent process of saying, guess what? I got to start asking for help again. Like,
Yeah.
I've not made it to my goals that I thought I was going to make it to easily on my own. Like, nor have I ever, if I'm being very honest with myself. I've never achieved goals by myself. And it's like, well, okay, stop, reset, relearn, eat your piece of humble pie, and start moving forward again. And shit starts
Yeah.
happening, starts going in the direction you want it to trend, and it's like, okay, that's refreshing to just stop, all stop, reset, be humble, move forward again. So, yeah, I mean, it's just my again, a recent thing for me where I'm like, I guess it's time to ask for help. I can't garner the support and the sponsorship that I thought I could by myself. I need help with this. Dude, I don't know how to market. I don't, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess I need help with this.
Start knocking on doors,
Yeah.
right?
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, it's still a pipe dream. NASCAR is still
Hey,
the goal.
just-
It'd be cool.
At the end of the day, stand up and say, "I'm a NASCAR driver."
Yeah.
Remember that. Back to the basics. Is you once said, "Holy shit, I believe in that. And I believe in myself,"
Yeah.
and it just takes courage.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's funny because I have found recently that I really enjoy real estate, and it's like I enjoy whatever thrill there is in real estate, chasing the next deal, chasing whatever, building the company, all that other stuff. And that's also been a fun thing to discover recently is how much I enjoy real estate, and the thought of I say I'm a real estate developer. Not really. No, not there yet. I plan to be, but
Working on it.
yeah, working on it. It's cool. It's fun. It's thrilling, and it's also giant headache. Which,
Sure.
again, I realized like, okay, man, if this path presents problems, that's probably the sign that I'm on the right track to something because it's the road less taken. You know, maybe not. We know. Feel like everyone and their mother knows a real estate developer, you know, but it's not an easy path, and I find myself attracted to it because it's hard and whatever else. And so it's just been kind of a humble reawakening as of whatever, I'll say a year ago, that I really kind of started feeling this way and feeling like it's time to just whatever, get back out there, quit holing up and doing the avoidance thing. I think humans are really good at justifying avoidance of an issue or a problem just because if I ignore it, probably gonna get worse, but it's easy now to ignore it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, can't do that. Get back to the roots of, you know, and Bud, SEALs, military teaches you better take care of this problem right now, or it will snowball into something that
Yeah,
is going to
exactly.
really bite you in the ass down the road, you know?
Yeah. Address it early.
Yeah, so kind of, again, just back on the humility train of rebuilding stuff, and I feel good about it, so
Good.
yeah, we'll see where it takes us, and I'm excited to just get on with it, man.
Good.
Like,
Well, a beautiful journey.
Yeah.
Beautiful journey. It's always ever changing, ever dynamic. But I think you're asking the right questions, and it takes conversations like this to redefine what that masculinity truly is.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you do have a resume that backs you up to say, "Hey, you can listen to me." Right? It's okay to have feelings and be a badass,
Yeah.
you know, and have a badass career. So, and not every challenge that you face is going to be the same,
Yeah.
and you can't just grit through everything. I think a really good point to this and the overarching story is like find someone who believes in you. You know, find someone who supports your dream and your vision, and hopefully you find a sponsorship or two, you know, along the way.
Build your community, and the community will help you kind of get where you're going. So, but also be willing to give to people in your community that
Yes.
You got to give back. It can't just be a taker.
Yep, you gotta give. Can't just take. But
So where can we find you?
unfortunately, primarily on social media.
It's okay. We need it.
Yeah, I mean my
It's
main-
like a vehicle now. It's like a car. Social media is like a car.
Yeah.
Cars were invented to give people freedom to be able to travel a little bit farther. Now they're a requirement. They're a handcuff. And
Yeah.
it's just like social media. It was spent to expand community, and now we're handcuffs.
Yeah,
on it.
I mean,
So
it's a convenient way of not having to send everyone an email with my contact info. Is all
Yeah.
you got to do is punch in a handle, and I try and be available to whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, young guys coming or aspiring to be a SEAL, asking questions, I try and answer every single question, especially for that.
Yeah.
Because that's important to me. It's important to me again that we relearn young men to aspire to be warriors, but
Yeah.
foster
Absolutely.
Yeah.
proper warriors,
Yeah.
not assholes, but leaders.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I especially try and maintain that grip in my social media status as, man, people come to me for advice. Been there, done it. How do I do it? So I take that very seriously, answering questions on that front. And then, I mean, my primary social media handle is Instagram. It's just Taylor1 Canfield, and that's the same across all my platforms, Facebook, X. I feel like that's all. I have a LinkedIn. I don't pay as much attention to it as I should, but I'm Taylor Canfield on there, the tire shredder, and I encourage. You got questions? Reach out to me. I will. If I don't know the answer, I'll find it for you. I'm
Sure.
blessed with a network of just incredible individuals that are ridiculously smart, way smarter than me. Surround yourself with the people you want to be like, right? But
Yep.
man, if you got a question about something that I can answer, happy to answer. If I can't, I'll try and find someone that can answer it for you.
Excellent.
And let's rebuild the community that way. You know, like
Yep.
just wow, that's not a huge ask. You know,
Mhm.
I can absolutely spare a little bit of time for that while attempting to reduce my screen time scrolling. Well, now I'll just spend it answering questions instead. You know, so yeah, happy to answer questions if any young men out there, aspiring guys, have questions about that. Happy to answer that. And yeah, if your uncle's the CFO at Coke, hit me up.
Yeah. You're looking to sponsor NASCAR.
Awesome. Well, it was great chatting with you today, man.
No,
That was
you
awesome.
guys having me. It's you guys will be my first kind of breakout podcast in a few years. So
Good.
congratulations.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your story too.
My
You're,
pleasure.
you're an inspirational
Absolutely.
human being,
Yeah,
man.
good,
Yeah,
good. I'm sure we'll see you guys again soon.
absolutely.
Absolutely
Do
will.
some morphing podcasts and just keep growing it. So
Maybe some racing too.
yeah, maybe some racing. Happy to be a part of it. Happy to have you guys around. So
Same.
Heck yeah, man.
appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
Thanks, Taylor. This has been the Medevac podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. As I said in the beginning, you got something out of this. I know you did. So share it, interact with the content somehow, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
See you next time.